The emergency alarm screamed through the research ship. Phoenix Dawn. Dr. Lisa Morgan dropped her coffee cup and ran toward the main lab. Her heart was beating fast as she pushed through the metal doors. "What's happening?" she asked Captain Jake Harrison, who was standing in front of the big screen. "We got a message from the outer colonies," Jake said. His face looked worried. "They found something strange near the Centauri system." Lisa looked at the screen. The message was short but shocking. Ancient human ships had been found floating in space. Ships that were older than any human space travel they knew about. Much older. "How old?" Lisa asked. "About 600 years old," Jake said quietly. "But that's impossible. Humans didn't have spaceships that could travel between stars 600 years ago." Lisa felt cold. Something was very wrong here. "Are you sure the message is real?" "I checked it 3 times. It's real." Jake turned to his crew. "Change our course. We're going to investigate." The Phoenix Dawn was a research ship, not a military vessel. It had 20 crew members and the best science equipment money could buy. Lisa was the head scientist on the ship. She studied alien life forms and had been working in space for 15 years. 3 days later, they arrived at the location. What they saw made everyone stop talking. The ship was huge. Much bigger than any human ship Lisa had ever seen. It was dark and cold, floating silently in space like a metal graveyard. Parts of it were damaged, but most of it was still in one piece. "My God," whispered Roy Bennett, the ship's security chief. "Look at the size of that thing." Jake ordered a careful approach. They scanned the ship with every sensor they had. The results were strange. The ship was definitely human-made, but the technology was different from anything they knew. "Life signs," said Jenny Walsh, the communications officer. Her voice was excited. "I'm reading life signs from inside that ship." Everyone looked at her. "Are you sure?" Jake asked. "Positive. Very weak, but definitely there. Someone or something is alive in that ship." Lisa's hands were shaking as she prepared her equipment. They docked with the strange ship and put on their spacesuits. The air inside might not be safe to breathe. The inside of the ship was dark and cold. Their flashlights cut through the darkness as they walked down long hallways. The walls were covered with frost, and their breath came out in white clouds. "This way," Jenny said, following her scanner. "The life signs are coming from this direction." They walked for 20 minutes through the dead ship. Finally, they found what they were looking for. A huge room filled with thousands of sleeping pods. Most of them were dark and empty. Some had frozen bodies inside, but one pod was different. It was still working. Green lights blinked slowly on its surface, and warm air came from its vents. Lisa looked at the readings on the pod. "This person has been sleeping for over 600 years, she said quietly. "But somehow he's still alive." The nameplate on the pod read, Lieutenant Colonel Alex Turner. Below that was a date from the year, 2203. "That's impossible," Roy said. "Humans didn't have this kind of technology in 2203. Lisa connected her equipment to the sleeping pod. The readings were strange. The person inside was alive, but his body was different from a normal human. His heart beat very slowly. His brain activity was minimal but steady. Most strange of all, there was some kind of energy reading coming from his body. "We need to wake him up," Lisa said. "Is that safe?" Jake asked. "I don't know, but if we don't, he might die anyway." The pod's power is getting weaker. Lisa worked for 2 hours to prepare the wake-up process. She had never done anything like this before. The pod's technology was more advanced than anything she had studied. Finally, she was ready. "Starting the wake-up sequence now," she announced. The pod began to hum louder. Steam came out of the vents. The green light started blinking faster. Inside, they could see the man's body starting to move slightly. His eyes opened. Alex Turner looked around with confusion. He tried to sit up, but his muscles were weak from centuries of sleep. Lisa helped him sit up slowly. "Where am I?" he asked. His voice was rough and dry. "You're on a research ship called Phoenix Dawn," Lisa said gently. "My name is Dr. Lisa Morgan. You've been asleep for a very long time." Alex looked at her face, then at the others. "How long?" Lisa took a deep breath. "About 600 years." Alex stared at her. Then he laughed, but it wasn't a happy laugh. "That's not possible." "I'm afraid it is," Lisa said. "The year is 2847. Alex's face went white. He tried to stand up, but his legs wouldn't hold him. Roy helped him stay upright. "What happened to Earth?" Alex asked. His voice was quiet now, almost afraid. Lisa and Jake looked at each other. This was the hardest part. "Earth fell to an alien invasion 400 years ago," Jake said. "Most humans were killed. The survivors live in small colonies scattered across the galaxy." Alex didn't say anything for a long time. He just stared. At the floor, Lisa could see tears in his eyes. "Everyone I knew is dead," he said finally. "Yes," Lisa said softly. "I'm sorry." They helped Alex walk to the medical bay on the Phoenix Dawn. Lisa ran every test she could think of. The results were shocking. Alex's body was not normal human anymore. His muscles were 3 times stronger than they should be. His bones were harder than normal human bones. His blood contained elements that shouldn't exist in a human body. Most strange of all, he seemed to be absorbing energy from the ship's power systems. The lights dimmed slightly when he was near them. Electronic equipment acted strangely around him. "What's happening to me?" Alex asked when Lisa showed him the test results. "I don't know," Lisa admitted. "Something changed you during your long sleep. Your body adapted somehow." Alex looked at his hands. They looked normal, but when he squeezed the metal rail of the medical bed, it bent like soft clay. "The mission," he said suddenly. "I was part of a mission called Project Genesis. We were supposed to colonize new worlds. What happened to the other ships?" Lisa shook her head. "We don't know. No one has ever heard of Project Genesis. Your ship is the first sign that the mission ever existed." Alex stood up and walked to the window. Outside, stars filled the darkness of space. Somewhere out there was Earth, his home, but it wasn't his anymore. "Tell me about these aliens," he said, "the ones who conquered Earth." Jake told him about the Zephrians and the other alien races that now controlled most of the galaxy. He explained how humans lived now, always afraid, always paying tribute to their alien masters. As Jake talked, something changed in Alex's eyes. The sadness was still there, but something else was growing. Something hard and angry. "And humans just accept this?" Alex asked. "What choice do we have?" Jake said. "We're not strong enough to fight them." Alex looked at his hands again. Then he looked at the bent metal rail. "Maybe some of us are stronger than you think," he said quietly. Lisa felt a chill run down her back. The energy readings from Alex were getting stronger. Whatever he was becoming, it was just the beginning. 3 weeks had passed since Alex Turner woke up. He was getting stronger every day. Lisa watched him lift heavy equipment with one hand. Things that should take 3 men to move, Alex could carry easily. But the strangest thing was how he absorbed energy. When Alex walked near the ship's power core, the readings went crazy. The lights got brighter, then dimmer. Computers started working faster when he was around. "I don't understand it," Lisa told Captain Jake. "His body is like a living battery. He takes in energy from everything around him." Jake was worried. "Is he dangerous?" "I don't think so. But I've never seen anything like this before." Alex was in the gym, training with Roy Bennett. Roy was a tough ex-military man, but he couldn't keep up with Alex anymore. Alex could run for hours without getting tired. He could lift weights that would crush a normal person. "How do you feel?" Roy asked as they finished training. Different, Alex said. Like there's power building up inside me, and I don't know how to control it. That's when the alarm started screaming again. Everyone ran to the bridge. Jenny was at her station, her face white with fear. Zephrian ships, she said. 3 of them, coming straight for us. Jake felt his heart sink. The Zephrians were the warrior race that had conquered Earth. They were 7 feet tall, made of living crystal, and incredibly strong. When they found human ships, there were only 2 choices, surrender or die. Send the surrender signal, Jake ordered. Prepare the tribute. Alex stepped forward. What tribute? Food, medicine, anything valuable we have, Jake explained. It's the price we pay to stay alive. Alex's eyes went hard. You give them your supplies? We have to. If we don't, they'll destroy the ship and everyone on it. Alex walked to the window and looked out at the approaching alien ships. They were dark and sharp, like flying knives. He could see weapon ports all over their hulls. How long has this been going on? Alex asked. Centuries, Roy said. It's how we survive. Alex turned around. His face was calm, but his eyes were burning with anger. Not anymore. Alex, you don't understand, Lisa said. These aliens are incredibly dangerous. 1 Zephrian warrior can kill 10 humans. Then it's a good thing I'm not a normal human anymore, Alex said. The Zephrian ship surrounded the Phoenix. Dawn. A cold voice came over the communication system. Human vessel, prepare to be boarded. Resistance will result in destruction. Jake activated the docking system. A few minutes later, heavy footsteps echoed through the ship's hallways. The Zephrian commander walked onto the bridge. He was huge, almost 8 feet tall. His body was made of blue-green crystal that seemed to glow from within. His name was Krustha the Unbroken, and he had been collecting tribute from human ships for over 50 years. Where is your tribute? Krustha demanded. His voice sounded like breaking glass. Jake stepped forward with a small case. Medical supplies and rare metals, as agreed. Krustha looked at the case with disgust. This is not enough. We require more. That's all we have, Jake said. The alien warrior raised his hand. Energy crackled between his crystal fingers. Then you will give us crew members instead. 2 of your females will serve on our ships. Jake's face went pale. Please, we've always paid fair tribute. The tribute has increased, Krustha said. He pointed at Lisa and Jenny. These 2 will come with us. No, Alex said quietly. Everyone turned to look at him. Krustha noticed Alex for the first time. What did you say, human? The alien asked. Alex stepped forward. As he moved, the lights on the bridge started flickering. I said no. You're not taking anyone from this ship, Krustha laughed. It sounded like ice breaking. You dare challenge me? I have killed thousands of your kind. I'm sure you have, Alex said. But you've never met someone like me. The alien warrior pulled out a plasma weapon. It was designed to cut through ship hulls. I will enjoy killing you slowly. Alex didn't move. He just stood there, looking calm. Krustha fired. The plasma bolt hit Alex square in the chest. The energy was bright enough to blind everyone on the bridge. The heat should have turned Alex into ash, but Alex was still standing. The plasma energy swirled around his body like water. His skin glowed with absorbed power. Then Alex raised his hand and pointed it at Krustha. The energy shot back out of Alex's palm, hitting the alien commander with twice the power it had when it struck Alex. Krustha flew backward across the bridge. He crashed into the wall so hard that metal panels cracked. Blue crystal fragments scattered across the floor. The alien commander got up slowly. For the first time in his long life, he looked afraid. What are you? Krustha whispered. I'm what humans become when you push us too far, Alex said. Krustha raised his weapon again, but Alex moved faster than anyone could see. One moment he was across the bridge. The next he was standing right in front of the alien. Alex grabbed the plasma weapon and crushed it in his bare hand. The metal crumpled like paper. Then Alex grabbed Cresta by the throat and lifted him off the ground. The alien was huge and heavy, but Alex held him up with one arm like he weighed nothing. "Here's how this is going to work," Alex said. His voice was calm but deadly. "You're going to take your ships and leave. You're never going to bother this ship again. And you're going to spread the word that humans are done being afraid." Cresta tried to speak, but Alex's grip was too tight. "If I ever see you again," Alex continued, "I'll do more than just throw you around. Do you understand?" The alien nodded quickly. Alex dropped him. Cresta fell to the floor, gasping. "Get off my ship," Alex said. The alien commander scrambled to his feet and ran toward the docking bay. His crystal footsteps echoed through the hallways as he fled. A few minutes later, the Zephrian ships pulled away from the Phoenix Dawn and disappeared into hyperspace. Everyone on the bridge was silent. They stared at Alex like they had never seen him before. "How did you do that?" Lisa whispered. Alex looked at his hands. They were still glowing slightly with absorbed energy. "I don't know. When he fired that weapon at me, I could feel the energy entering my body. Then I just pushed it back out." "You absorbed a plasma bolt," Roy said in amazement. "That should have killed you instantly." "A lot of things should have killed me," Alex said. "But I'm still here." Jake sat down heavily in his captain's chair. "Do you know what you just did? You attacked a Zephian commander. They'll send warships after us. Let them come," Alex said. "I'm tired of humans hiding and begging." Lisa ran more tests on Alex over the next few days. His energy absorption ability was getting stronger. He could now take power directly from the ship's reactor without any harm. In fact, the energy seemed to make him even stronger. But the most amazing discovery was what happened when Alex touched other crew members. When he focused, he could share some of his energy with them. Not permanently, but for short periods. Other humans could become faster and stronger. "This changes everything," Lisa told him. "If you can enhance other people, even temporarily, we might actually be able to fight back." Alex nodded. "That's exactly what I was thinking." Word of the confrontation with Cresta spread quickly through the human colonies. For the first time in centuries, humans were talking about something other than survival. They were talking about hope. Messages started coming in from other human settlements. Colony leaders wanted to meet the man who had stood up to the Zephrians and lived. Alex read the messages with growing determination. "It's time to visit these colonies," he told Jake. "It's dangerous," Jake warned. "The aliens will be looking for us now." Alex smiled, and energy crackled around his fingers. "Let them look. I'm ready for them." The Phoenix Dawn changed course toward the largest human colony in the sector. Alex Turner was no longer just a man awakened from a long sleep. He was becoming something that the aliens had never faced before. He was becoming humanity's hope for freedom. The news traveled fast through the human colonies. A man had fought a Zephrian commander and won. For the first time in 400 years, a human had made the aliens afraid. The Phoenix Dawn arrived at New Terra Prime, the largest human settlement in the galaxy. It was home to almost 1 million people, all living under the protection of Colonial Administrator Helen Carter. Helen was waiting at the spaceport when Alex stepped off the ship. She was a tall woman with gray hair and tired eyes. She had been leading the colony for 20 years, always walking the fine line between keeping her people alive and keeping the aliens happy. "So you're the one everyone is talking about," Helen said as she shook Alex's hand. "I'm just a man who's tired of being afraid," Alex replied. Helen led him through the colony. The streets were clean but crowded. People lived in small apartments, stacked high into the sky. Everyone they passed stopped to look at Alex. Word had spread about what he had done to Cresta. We survive here by being invisible, Helen explained. We pay our tribute, we follow the rules, and we hope the aliens leave us alone. Alex saw the fear in people's faces. Children stayed close to their parents. Everyone moved quickly, like they were always ready to run and hide. This isn't living, Alex said. This is just existing. Helen took him to a secret meeting room deep underground. When the doors opened, Alex saw 20 people waiting for him. These were the leaders of other human colonies from across the galaxy. Welcome to the Human Liberation Front, Helen said quietly. We've been meeting in secret for 30 years. An older man stepped forward. He was wearing military clothes that had seen better days. I'm Colonel Kate Morrison, he said. Former Earth Defense Force, if that means anything anymore. Alex shook his hand. It means everything. Kate gestured to the others. Governor Pete Williams runs the farming colony of New Eden. Commander Linda Hayes manages the trading station at Crossroads. We're all that's left of human leadership. Pete was a big man with dirt under his fingernails. I heard what you did to that Zephrian. Is it true? It's true, Alex said. Linda leaned forward. She was younger than the others, maybe 40 years old. How is that possible? Humans can't fight Zephrians. Alex told them about his long sleep and the changes in his body. He demonstrated by lifting a steel table with one hand and bending a metal bar like it was made of clay. The room was silent for a long moment. My God, Pete whispered, you really are different. Kate pulled out a data pad. We need to talk about what this means. For 30 years, we've been gathering information about our alien rulers. We know their weaknesses, their technology, their battle plans, but we've never had the strength to act. Kate activated a holographic display. It showed a map of the galaxy with different colored zones. The aliens call themselves the hegemony, Kate explained. 5 different species working together to control everyone else. Alex studied the map. Tell me about them. The Zephrians are the warriors. They're strong and tough, but they're not very smart. They do most of the fighting. Kate pointed to another zone. The Vorthok are the scientists. They build all the technology the hegemony uses. Their ships, their weapons, everything. The Silda are psychics, Linda added. They can read minds and control thoughts. They're the ones who break the spirit of conquered races. Pete spoke up. The Kroon control all the money and trade. Nothing happens in this galaxy without them getting their cut. And the Nexari? Alex asked. They're the administrators, Helen said. They run the day-to-day operations of the Empire. They decide who lives and who dies. Kate turned off the display. Each species thinks they're the most important. They work together, but they don't trust each other. That's their weakness. Alex nodded. What do you need from me? We need hope, Kate said simply. For centuries, humans have been told we're weak, that we're nothing compared to the aliens. But you proved that's not true. I'm just one man, Alex said. But you might not be the only one, Linda said. You mentioned that you were part of a mission called Project Genesis. Were there other ships? Alex thought about it. Dozens of them. We were all supposed to colonize different star systems. What if some of those ships are still out there? Pete asked. What if there are more people like you still sleeping? The idea hit Alex like lightning. He had been so focused on his own awakening that he hadn't thought about the others. Somewhere in the galaxy, there might be other Genesis. Ships with other enhanced humans waiting to wake up. We need to find them, Alex said. Kate smiled for the first time since Alex had met him. That's exactly what we were hoping you'd say. Over the next few days, Alex worked with the resistance leaders to plan their next moves. They had 3 main goals: find more Genesis ships, build a network of enhanced humans, and start fighting back against the aliens. But first, Alex wanted to test something. He had discovered that he could share his energy with other people temporarily. He wanted to see how much that could help. Kate gathered 50 volunteers from the colony's security force. They met in a training facility outside the main city. "I need you to trust me," Alex told them. "This might feel strange." Alex placed his hands on the first volunteer, a young woman named Carol Stone. He focused his energy and pushed some of it into her body. Carol's eyes went wide. "I can feel it," she said. "Like electricity running through my veins." "Try lifting that weight," Alex said, pointing to a barbell that normally took 2 people to move. Carol walked over and picked it up with one hand. The other volunteers gasped at Alex. Enhanced 5 more people. Soon they were all lifting incredible weights, moving faster than normal humans could move, and hitting targets with perfect accuracy. "How long does it last?" Kate asked. "About 2 hours," Alex said. "Then they go back to normal." Kate was amazed. 2 hours of superhuman ability. That's enough to win battles. But the most important discovery came when Alex tried enhancing a group of people at the same time. He found that he could spread his energy among 10 people at once, giving each of them some enhanced abilities. "This changes everything," Helen said. "With your help, we could train an army." Alex practiced with the volunteers every day. He learned to enhance different abilities in different people. Some became incredibly strong. Others became faster than the eye could follow. A few developed enhanced senses that let them see and hear things from far away. But Alex's own abilities were still growing. He could now absorb energy from sources hundreds of meters away. Electronic devices throughout the colony worked better when he was nearby. And most importantly, he was getting stronger every day. 3 weeks after arriving at New Terra Prime, Alex made a decision that would change everything. "We're going to liberate a prison," he announced to the resistance leaders. Kate looked at him in shock. "What prison?" "Tartarus," Alex said. "The prison world where the aliens keep human slaves." Everyone in the room went quiet. Tartarus was legendary among humans. It was where the aliens took people who caused trouble. No one had ever escaped from Tartarus. "Alex, that's suicide," Helen said. "Tartarus is defended by an entire Zephrian battle fleet." "Good," Alex said. "It's time to show the aliens what humans are really capable of." Linda shook her head. "Even with your abilities, you can't fight a whole fleet," Alex smiled. Energy crackled around his fingers. "I won't be fighting alone. I'm taking 40 volunteers. With me, enhanced volunteers." Kate leaned back in his chair. "You're serious about this?" "Completely serious. Tartarus has been a symbol of alien power for too long. It's time to tear it down." Pete looked worried. "What if you fail?" Alex's eyes burned with determination. "Then at least we'll fail fighting instead of living on our knees." The room was silent for a long moment. Then Kate stood up. "When do we start planning?" he asked. Alex grinned. "Right now." The attack on Tartarus began at dawn. Alex stood on the bridge of the Phoenix Dawn, watching the prison world grow larger on the screen. It was a dark planet covered in metal buildings and guard towers. Alien ships patrolled the space around it like hungry sharks. 20 Zephrian warships, Jenny reported from her station. And automated defense platforms everywhere. Alex turned to look at his team. 40 volunteers from different colonies had come with him. They were scared but determined. Each one wore light armor and carried weapons that the resistance had been hiding for years. "Remember the plan," Alex said to them. "I enhance you in groups of 10. Each group has a specific target. Roy leads Team 1 to the main prison blocks. Carol leads Team 2 to the guard towers. Danny leads Team 3 to the power station." Danny Cross was the youngest volunteer, barely 20 years old. But he had shown the best ability to work with Alex's enhancements. When Alex shared energy with him, Danny could move almost as fast as Alex himself. "What about the orbital defenses?" Roy asked. Alex looked up at the ceiling, toward the enemy ships waiting above them. Leave those to me. The Phoenix Dawn dropped out of hyperspace right in the middle of the alien fleet. Alarms started screaming on every enemy ship as they scrambled to respond. All teams to the transport pods, Alex ordered. The volunteers climbed into small ships designed to carry them to the planet's surface. Alex enhanced the first 10 people, filling them with energy that made their eyes glow slightly. Go, Alex said. I'll be right behind you. The transport pods launched toward Tartarus, while Alex walked to the Phoenix Dawn's airlock. Jake tried to stop him. Alex, you can't go out there without a ship. You'll die in space. Alex smiled. I don't need a ship anymore. He had been experimenting with his abilities in secret. The energy he absorbed wasn't just making him stronger. It was changing him in ways he was still discovering. He could now survive in space for short periods by creating an energy field around his body. Alex opened the airlock and stepped into the vacuum of space. The cold hit him immediately, but his energy field protected him. He could feel power flowing through his body as he absorbed radiation from the nearby star. Then he launched himself toward the first Zephrian warship. The aliens saw him coming on their sensors, but they couldn't believe what they were seeing. A human flying through space without a ship was impossible. Alex crashed into the warship's hull with the force of a missile. The metal buckled and tore around him as he punched through the outer armor. Inside the ship, Zephrian warriors scrambled to stop him, but Alex was beyond their ability to fight. He moved through the ship like a force of nature, tearing apart their weapons and throwing alien soldiers around like toys. In less than 5 minutes, he had disabled the ship's engines and weapons. Then he flew to the next ship. On the planet's surface, the enhanced humans were doing the impossible. Roy's team smashed through the main prison gates like they were made of paper. The Zephrian guards tried to stop them, but the enhanced humans were too fast and too strong. Carol's team climbed the guard towers in seconds, their enhanced muscles letting them leap from building to building. They destroyed the alien weapons before the guards could even aim them. Danny's team reached the power station and began tearing apart the generators with their bare hands. The lights across the prison started going out as the power failed, but it was in the deepest part of the prison that they made the most important discovery. Roy found a special section that was heavily guarded. The alien guards here were different from the others. They wore advanced armor and carried weapons that looked more dangerous. This must be where they keep the important prisoners, Roy told his team. They fought their way through the guards and broke down the reinforced doors. Inside, they found something that made Roy's heart stop. An old human man sat in a cell that was more like a laboratory. He was surrounded by alien medical equipment and computers. When he saw Roy, his eyes filled with tears. "Please tell me you're human," the old man said. "We are," Roy said as he broke the lock on the cell. "Who are you?" "Dr. Nathan Price," the man said. "I used to be the head of genetic research on Earth. I've been a prisoner here for over 200 years. Roy helped the old scientist to his feet. 200 years? That's impossible. The aliens have been keeping me alive to study human biology, Nathan explained. They wanted to understand how we work so they could control us better. More prisoners were freed from the other cells. Most were humans, but some were from other alien races that had been conquered by the hegemony. All of them had been used for experiments. Above them, Alex was finishing his work on the orbital defenses. He had destroyed or disabled 15 warships. The remaining 5 were trying to escape, but Alex was faster than their engines. He caught the last ship as it tried to jump to hyperspace. Instead of destroying it, he landed on its hull and punched through to the bridge. The Zephrian captain was a massive warrior covered in black crystal. He swung a plasma sword at Alex's head, but Alex caught the blade with his bare hand. "Surrender," Alex said simply. The alien captain stared at him in shock. No one had ever stopped a plasma sword with their bare hands. "What are you?" the captain asked. "I'm what humans become when you push us too far," Alex said. It was becoming his favorite answer. He crushed the plasma sword and grabbed the captain by the throat. "Send a message to your commanders. Tell them that Tartarus has fallen. Tell them that humans are no longer afraid." Back on the planet, the prison was completely under human control. The alien guards had either fled or been captured. Thousands of prisoners were being freed from their cells. Dr. Nathan Price was the most important find, but he wasn't the only valuable prisoner. They also found Colonel Marcus Webb, a former Earth military officer who had been leading resistance operations for decades before his capture. "I can't believe you actually did it," Marcus said to Alex when they were reunited. "I thought freeing Tartarus was impossible." "Nothing is impossible anymore," Alex said. "But this is just the beginning." Nathan pulled Alex aside for a private conversation. The old scientist looked excited despite his long imprisonment. "I need to tell you something about Project Genesis," Nathan said. "About what you really are." Alex listened as Nathan explained the truth about his transformation. Project Genesis wasn't just about colonizing new worlds. It was about creating a new kind of human that could survive in a hostile galaxy. "You and the other volunteers were part of an experiment," Nathan said. "Your bodies were designed to evolve during the long journey to your destination worlds. The process was supposed to take exactly 600 years. Alex felt everything click into place. "That's why I'm getting stronger every day." "The transformation isn't finished yet," Nathan said. "You're still changing, still becoming more than human. And I still have the original research data." Nathan showed Alex a small device he had hidden in his clothing. "This contains the genetic templates for the Genesis project. With the right equipment, we could begin transforming other humans. It would take months instead of centuries, but it's possible." Alex stared at the device. It was smaller than his hand, but it contained the key to humanity's future. "How many people could we transform?" Alex asked. "As many as we want," Nathan said. "We could create an army of enhanced humans." The liberation of Tartarus sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. For the first time in centuries, humans had struck back at their alien oppressors and won. The news spread to every human colony and beyond. But Alex knew this was just the first battle in a much larger war. The aliens would respond with everything they had. As he stood on the surface of Tartarus, watching the last of the prisoners being loaded onto transport ships, Alex felt the power continuing to build inside him. He was getting stronger every hour. Soon, he would be strong enough to take on the entire hegemony. The war for humanity's freedom had truly begun. The alien response came faster than anyone expected. 3 months after the liberation of Tartarus, the largest alien fleet in galactic history appeared at the edge of the new Terra Prime system. Alex stood on the observation deck of the colony's main station, watching the enemy ships approach. There were hundreds of them. Zephrian warships, Vorthic science vessels, Sildar mine ships, Kroon battle cruisers, and Nexari command ships. The entire hegemony had come to crush humanity once and for all. Supreme Commander Varesh the Destroyer is leading the fleet, Jenny reported. "He's the most powerful Zephrian warrior alive. They say he's never lost a battle." Alex turned to look at his companions. Dr. Nathan Price had been working day and night to create more enhanced humans using the Genesis protocols. They now had over 200 Genesis warriors, as people had started calling them. "Are you ready?" Alex asked Colonel Kate Morrison. Kate nodded. "As ready as we'll ever be. The Genesis warriors are positioned throughout the system." "But Alex, there are so many enemy ships." Alex walked to the center of the command room. Over the past 3 months, his transformation had continued. He was now 8 feet tall. His skin had a slight metallic shine, and energy constantly flowed around his body like visible lightning. "Dr. Price, how many people are we protecting?" Alex asked. 3 million humans across 12 colonies in this System, Nathan replied. Alex closed his eyes and reached out with his enhanced senses. He could feel every human life in the system. Men, women, children, all looking to the sky with fear as the alien fleet approached. Then we protect them all, Alex said simply. The alien fleet surrounded New Terra Prime like a massive metal net. Supreme Commander Varash sent a message to the colony. Humans of New Terra Prime, you have violated the sacred order of the hegemony. You will surrender the terrorists who attacked Tartarus, or we will destroy every human life in this system. Alex activated the communication system. This is Alex Turner. I'm the one you want. Come and get me. Varash's laughter came over the speakers. It sounded like grinding metal. One human challenges the might of the hegemony. You will burn like all the others. The alien attack began with a bombardment from orbit. Hundreds of plasma beams and energy weapons fired down at the colony. But something impossible happened. Alex flew up from the planet's surface, moving so fast he looked like a streak of light. He spread his arms wide and created an energy shield that covered the entire colony. The alien weapons hit his shield and were absorbed harmlessly. Impossible, Vorash whispered as he watched from his flagship. Alex's voice echoed across all communication channels. Genesis warriors now. All around the system, enhanced humans launched into space. They flew without ships, protected by energy fields that Alex had taught them to create. Each Genesis warrior was strong enough to fight multiple alien soldiers. But these weren't the same limited enhancements Alex had used before. Dr. Price's work had made the changes permanent. These humans were truly evolved, transformed into something that could match the aliens in combat. Danny Cross led a squadron of 20 Genesis warriors against a group of Zephrian fighters. The young man who had once been afraid was now a force of nature. He tore through alien ships like they were made of paper. Carol Stone and her team attacked the Vortex science vessels. Their advanced technology was useless against humans who could absorb energy and redirect it as weapons. But the real battle was between Alex and Supreme Commander Varash. The alien commander was massive, even for a Zephrian. He was 12 feet tall and covered in golden crystal armor. His ship was a fortress of weapons and shields. Alex flew directly at the flagship, ignoring the hundreds of weapons firing at him. Every blast he absorbed made him stronger. He crashed through the ship's bridge windows like they weren't there. Varash was waiting for him, holding a weapon that crackled with enough energy to destroy a small moon. You have caused enough trouble, human, Varash said. Time to die. The alien fired his weapon. The energy beam was so powerful it would have destroyed a city. But Alex caught it with his bare hands and absorbed it completely. My turn, Alex said. The battle between Alex and Varash shook the entire ship. The alien commander was incredibly strong and had centuries of combat experience. But Alex was something new, something the aliens had never faced before. Alex moved faster than Varash could follow. He hit the alien commander with enough force to crack his crystal armor. But Varash kept fighting, powered by his own technology and hatred. You cannot defeat the hegemony, Varash snarled as he swung a massive crystal sword at Alex's head. Alex caught the sword and broke it. Watch me. The final moment came when Alex grabbed Varash by the throat and lifted him off the ground. The alien commander was twice Alex's original size, but Alex held him easily. This is for Earth, Alex said. And for every human who died because of you. Alex poured all of his absorbed energy into Varash. The alien commander's crystal body began to crack and glow. Then he exploded in a burst of light that could be seen across the entire system. With their supreme commander dead, the alien fleet began to fall apart. The Genesis warriors pressed their advantage, destroying or capturing ship after ship. But the most important moment came when Alex spoke to the surviving alien crews. This is Alex Turner, he broadcast to every ship in the system. Supreme Commander. Varash is dead. Your fleet is defeated. But I'm not here to destroy you. I'm here to offer you a choice. He paused, making sure every alien in the system could hear him. The age of the hegemony is over. You can keep fighting and die, or you can join us in building something better. A galaxy where different species work together instead of one ruling over the others. The response surprised everyone. Ship after ship signaled their surrender. Many alien crews had been forced to serve the hegemony against their will. They had been waiting for someone strong enough to stand up to their oppressors. Within hours, the largest alien fleet in history had become the foundation of a new alliance. Over the following weeks, the news spread across the galaxy. Species that had been conquered by the hegemony began to rebel. The Zephrian Empire cracked and fell. The other hegemony races turned on each other without their warrior class to enforce order. Hegemony races turned on each other without their warrior class to enforce order, stood in the council chamber of New Terra Prime, looking out at representatives from dozens of different species. Humans, former hegemony subjects, and even some reformed aliens who wanted to be part of the new galaxy. We're calling it the Galactic Federation, Helen Carter explained to Alex. Every species gets an equal voice. No more masters and slaves. Dr. Nathan Price approached Alex with a datapad. I've been monitoring your transformation. The changes are still continuing. You're becoming something beyond even what the Genesis Project planned. Alex looked at the readings. His power levels were off the charts and still growing. What am I becoming? Alex asked. I don't know, Nathan admitted. But whatever it is, it's something the galaxy has never seen before. Alex walked to the large window that looked out at space. In the distance, he could see ships from dozens of different worlds working together to build the new alliance. Dr. Price, are there other Genesis ships still out there? Almost certainly. The project launched 50 ships in different directions. You can't be the only one, Alex nodded. Somewhere in the vast galaxy, other enhanced humans might still be sleeping, waiting to wake up and join the fight for freedom. Then, we need to find them, Alex said. This is just the beginning. As Alex looked out at the stars, energy continued to flow through his body. He had been asleep for centuries, but his awakening had changed everything. The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity was no longer hiding in fear. They were leading the way to a better future, and Alex Turner was showing them how to reach for the stars.